Hello, happy Wednesday. I am back to meal planning, and it is actually back to school for us next week. My son starts middle school on Tuesday next week already. The summer seemed to fly by, but we usually get started a little bit earlier down here because we have some extra breaks. We have like an extra fall break and an extra winter break, so it's not too bad. We kind of break things up during the year. So I am going to show you how I sat down and planned my meals this week. If you are new here, what I like to do is I break my meal planning down into, I guess, like 3 or even 4 parts, you could say. So on Wednesdays, I sit down and I write out my meal plan. And actually, I had some extra time yesterday, so I actually did yesterday. Bonus points for me. So I usually sit down on Wednesday, write out the meal plan. On Thursday, I'll write out my grocery list. For the most part, I usually in-person shop unless I have some too much going on or I'm not feeling well, that type of thing. I like to go in the grocery store because usually I'll find stuff and pick up extra stuff. But grocery pickup is awesome and amazing too. So you can kind of meld those two things together if you to save some extra time. But so Wednesdays I plan, Thursdays I write the grocery list, and then on Fridays when I usually go to the grocery store. And then if I do any meal prep, it's usually like Sunday, something like that. And meal prep can be as easy as just like chopping up your fruits and vegetables for the week, or maybe if you're having like ground meat, browning some extra ground meat and having it ready to go. So meal prep doesn't have to mean that you've got everything in all of its containers ready to go, especially if you don't like to eat like that. So everybody's different. Some people like to, like, I have to meal plan by recipes. I don't like just putting the containers together and like throwing something rando together. I like to have everything has to have a name so that I can get excited to eat it. But that is what I do. And so I remembered I've been going back in my archives, so let me show you. I think actually my email just pulled up instead, so let me get rid of that. Okay, so I actually went back into my archives because I've been remembering. I was like, oh, I think I did like a back to school meal plan last year, but it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. Maybe next week's will be better. But you can go into meal plans in the archives. You can see if you highlight over it. There's different types of meal plans you can look at. But most of my meal plans fall under Portion Fix. And so you can see I pulled up the last year's. This was August 8th last year. So I pulled that one up. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you will get to the meal plan itself, the template. And then when you click on that, it'll download for you. So this is what I ended up doing is I pulled up last week's meal plan and then I put it right next to this week's meal plan. Where did that one go? It is pulling up. And then I just put them side by side because like I talked about before, after doing 4-week gut protocol, that really worked well for me. So I wanted to kind of keep most of those principles. So I wanted to keep that template up, and then I just filled it in with some ideas from over here. So what I did is I go in and I put the dates and the day of the week, and then anything we have going on. And my husband's birthday is on Monday. I don't know if he wants fix-ate beef macaroni, but I put it on the menu. He also likes the chicken enchiladas, so those got put on the menu too. We have our first day of school. We have soccer practice. And so it's important to note, so one tip, if you have kids that do any sort of school activities, sports, whatever, find a carpool. So we have soccer practice 3 days a week. I got with 2 other friends that are on the team, and we each picked a day. So I did the same thing with the football carpool last year in the morning. We would have to take the kids in to school early in the morning. That was 5 days a week. I found 4 friends, and we each took a day. So make it easy on yourself. And then you can know, like, so I took Monday this year, so I know, okay, on Mondays, I drive soccer practice carpool. So that means that it's going to have to be something quick and easy. The fix-ate beef macaroni, 1-pot meal, quick and easy. I can make that. And then on the other days, I don't have to stress as much because my son will be going with them, and I don't have to worry about it. I can be at home and cooking. So carpool, it's my my number one tip. So I put all of that information in because you don't want to you don't want to plan out these wonderful meals and you have this whole idea that you're going to have such a healthy back to school, and then it hits you that there's homework and there's practices and there's after school stuff and games and all that, and then you have no time to do the cooking. So make sure you write down everything you have going on so that you can plan accordingly. So going from there, I like the template because it's really easy for me to kind of fill in. It works really good with my brain. My meal one is always my Shakeology, and so you'll see there are some leftovers. I kind of got lazy and I didn't put the A's and B's on everything, so you'll see some leftover A's and B's hanging out, but that's from 4-Week Gut Protocol. But I have not labeled this a 4-Week Gut Protocol because the Fix8 beef macaroni is not a 4-Week Gut Protocol recipe because it has cheese, and either are the enchiladas. So that's why those A's and B's are kind of on there, but it's not technically a gut protocol. It started as one and now it's morphed. So Shakeology is my meal one. Meal two is kind of breakfast, so I picked 2 of those for the week, and then I alternate them. So I picked the chicken maple breakfast sausage with the blueberry banana oats, and just because it made more sense with the way I had the containers lined out, I went ahead and doubled it, and then the next day you see I drop down and I do the waffle and sausage there. And then after that, it's alternated. And then for meal 3, so what I used to do when I did regular portion fix is I would have leftovers for lunch the next day. Like I've said in the past, my son's a teenager now. We don't have a whole lot of leftovers. And I did like eating the plant-based lunch, so the plant-based protein. So I've kind of kept that as well. So I picked 2 lunches for the week, and those are really easy, something that you can meal prep, and then you can just have that ready to grab and go for lunch. So the garden quinoa salad, and then a Greek green bowl, which I just kind of made up. I'm going to add like quinoa, brown rice, some mixed greens, cucumber, tomato, and then some Primal Kitchen Greek dressing. It's really good. And so then I just pick 2 of those and alternate them. And then meal 4 is kind of my afternoon snack. Again, I picked 2 of those. You can see some days the containers kind of got mixed around depending on if I needed a blue for dinner or something like that. So the first one I have is cucumbers, and then berries and coconut yogurt, which I like to sweeten with a little bit of honey. And then this one's just like jicama and mango. You can put like some of the chili lime salt on the jicama. That's delicious. And then this one ended up being, I don't have as many purples there. That's why. I went with the 2 purples that are from the from Gut Protocol. So this one's just carrots, pickled okra, pumpkin seeds. So just kind of depending on that meal 4 kind of gets moved around the containers a little bit more. So from there, I did take a trip out to my garden. I feel bad. I think I planted my garden too late. The tomatoes didn't do that great. The bell peppers have done okay. Other stuff, for a while the basil wasn't doing well, which I was shocked because it usually does really well. And so I kind of just abandoned the garden. But then I looked out on it the other day and I had some bell peppers and I had a ton of basil. So I was like, I'll make the shrimp and spinach pesto pasta. And that's a recipe you can find on my website. So that one's really simple to do. And then the Fix8 beef macaroni. That seems like a good back-to-school meal. Again, a one-pot meal. And your kids will argue with you whether it's healthy or not. And it's a portion fix meal. I guess I put that it's Fix8. Should I put that it's portion fix? You can find it on the website. And then for the first day of school, I figured we could have my son's favorite meal, some chicken nuggets with some macaroni and cheese and green beans. And then I was trying to think of things that my husband likes since it's his birthday week. So I was going to do some chicken enchiladas with some sauteed green bell peppers. So you can see I dropped that blue down for the cheese there. So when I do the chicken enchiladas, I just get like corn tortillas. Actually, I made the mango chili lime chicken from Portion Fix this week, and it made some extra, so I'm thinking that I'm going to actually shred that and freeze it, and then I'll use it next week for the filling, And then I just get some enchilada sauce and just top it with cheese and then bake it in the oven. And then saute up some green bell peppers and onions for the side. And that is my chicken enchilada recipe. Um, and then Thursday, we usually have some leftovers if we have leftovers, or we actually call it fend for yourself night. Whatever you can find in the house, you can have that for dinner. And then Friday nights, we usually eat out. And then Saturday, we eat out as well. And then I think we're supposed to have a soccer scrimmage. And so sometimes I'll pack up lunch and food and snacks for soccer, just kind of depending on how serious I am. But again, if you're looking at these containers and going, they're not the same every day, it's because it's kind of a mix match here of the Portion Fix Plan B, which I usually follow, and the Gut Protocol Plan A. So I've kind of merged them together because that seems to be what is working for me. But if you need help finding out what is working for you, let me know, and I am happy to give you a hand.